Alrighty, so now that we've seen everybody play, week 11 is officially in the books. All the games have been played. We can now update our cash and trash list. Who is still going to be cash? Who's going to be trash? Who's getting on these lists? Who's coming off? And who's going to get on? So here we go. This was the cash list going into week 11. Steelers defense, Dolphins defense, Dalvin Cook, Patrick Mahomes, Will Lutz, Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams, Tom Brady. Damn it, Tom, you're coming off. I'll tell you all right now, he's off the cash list. I was this close to putting him on the trash list. I still may. Haven't really decided yet. Nick Chubb, Matt Prater, Ben Roethlisberger, Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins, Josh Jacobs, Rams defense. See, we were early on that one, and Alvin Kamara. Alrighty, so let's go through top down, seeing which teams stay, which teams leave, and then we'll do our additions after. Steelers defense is the first one up, and we're still going to keep the Steelers defense on the cash list, folks. I mean, you hold the Jags to 3 points at home. Absolutely fantastic. They pick off Jake Luton 4 times. Absolutely fantastic. If you can hold the team to under 10 points, that's truly fantastic. They held them to 3 here. We're going to keep the Steelers defense on another week. And folks, look when they first got on this list. September 27th. Folks, the Steelers defense is the real deal. And, they're proving it for another week here. Alrighty, Miami Dolphins defense. Man, oh man, unfortunate. We are going to have to take Miami's defense off this cash list. They did get a pick, which is definitely very good. I definitely appreciate that, but they kind of let Drew Lock put up 270 yards, really slinging the ball. We really couldn't get a stop. I mean, we kind of did, actually. Our defense really wasn't the problem. This fumble on the 1 yard line to give ourselves another chance, one more chance to go and tie up this game. I'm going to keep, it was really just Tua's fault that we lost this game. The offense was really just doing nothing. I think we keep this Dolphins defense on another week, one more week. Even though we lost, we still held them to 20 points. That's pretty good. Anything less than 20 is good. Anything less than 10 is great. A shutout is fantastic. So I think we're going to leave this Dolphins defense on. They pick off Drew Lock in the first quarter, giving Tua that early lead. They forced a fumble at the 1 yard line when Melvin Gordon was going to go and ice the game, and we punch it out and get a turnover, and that allows Ryan Fitzpatrick to almost have his moment of coming back, stepping up into that role and leading on a game-tying drive. So we are actually going to leave the Dolphins defense on the cash list. Dalvin Cook, still a very good game by him. I mean, this entire offense works only if Dalvin Cook is rushing for 100 yards. He rushed for 100 yards this game. That allowed Kirk Cousins to open up the pass game a little bit, 314 yards, 3 touchdowns. So we're going to keep Dalvin Cook on this cash list, 27 carries, 115 yards, 1 touchdown, and really he opens up the passing game, folks. When you have to worry about that running back in the backfield, that's going to open up Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen for Kirk Cousins just to get some easy targets too. So we're going to keep Dalvin Cook on the cash list. Alrighty, that brings us to Patrick Mahomes, and I mean, folks, come on. I don't even care about 34 or 45 for 348 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 pick. That is actually really good, besides the pick, but all I'm focusing on for him being on this cash list is the game-winning 7-play, 75-yard, 1:15 touchdown drive when there was only 1:43 left and they were down 4 points. That's all I care about. Being clutch. That's what Patrick Mahomes is, baby. He's clutch. He's the definition of clutch, folks. So we're going to keep Patrick Mahomes on just for this drive alone. I don't care what he did in the game. You just show me this drive. I'm like, yes, that's cash, baby. That's all I need to see. So well done, Patrick Mahomes. He will stay on for another week. Alrighty, Will Lutz. He's been getting some free passes here. He was on here, when did he get on here? The 1st of November. He got on there because he made a game-winning field goal, and then he's just been kind of riding the cash list. It's a little easier to stay on the cash list once you're on here, and he wasn't missing any field goals. He was perfect in the field goal games. He was perfect on the extra points, hasn't missed one, but he did miss a field goal here. Even though the Saints win, we are going to take Will Lutz off the cash list. I mean, he did miss a field goal, folks. Come on. You gotta be 100% if you want to stay on the cash list. Let's see how far this field goal was. 53-yarder, come on. I know it's long, but anything 55 inwards should be automatic. You're a kicker. Come on. So we are going to take Will Lutz off the cash list finally, kind of. Alrighty, let's go to Patrick Mahomes' partner in crime, Tyreek Hill, and he had a fantastic game along with Travis Kelce. Tyreek Hill, 11 receptions, 102 yards, and a touchdown. Absolutely, we can keep this man on the cash list. Very well done, Tyreek Hill. Let's go to Davante Adams now. We got, I got to remind myself. All right. We are going to remove him. Unfortunately, Green Bay, they do lose the game. Davante Adams did have a good game himself, but let's get to the stats here. Did he have 100 yards? 106 yards and a touchdown. Very close if I was going to keep him or not, but the Packers lost, and I know it wasn't Davante Adams' fault, but because Marquez Valdes-Scantling fumbled in overtime, but just not really a cash performance, a very solid performance by Davante Adams, and we're trying to make this list a little exclusive, so unfortunately they did lose, so we're going to have to take Davante Adams off the cash list. Unfortunate. Tom Brady, we just went through it. He is getting off, no doubt. No doubt. 2 interceptions. When you had a chance to go tie or win the game and you blow it and you throw an interception, that is not cash, folks. That is the opposite. All right, Nick Chubb, did he have another good game? Well, he did, because they could not throw the ball in Cleveland because it was downpouring again. So Nick Chubb goes 20 carries for 114 yards. He did not have a touchdown. Unfortunate, but he still had a very, very good game. We are going to keep Nick Chubb on the cash list. He was really the only one doing work. Kareem Hunt couldn't get it going. He only had 11 yards. So all the running productivity came from Nick Chubb, and we're going to honor him with keeping him on the cash list for another week. All right, let's go to Matt Prater now. Game-winning field goal for the Lions last week, but the Lions go out and score no points. Matt Prater, did you miss any kicks? Oh, he missed a field goal. Unfortunate. Let's see how long this field goal was that he missed. 51 yards. Unacceptable. Matt Prater, no points because of you. You could have lost 20-3, but unfortunately you lose 20-0 because Matt Prater can't make the kicks. Alrighty, then that brings us to Ben Roethlisberger. This man had a pretty good game as well. 3 touchdowns. Am I remembering right? Is my memory failing me? It is a little bit. 267 yards, 2 touchdowns, and the pick. Unfortunate. We are going to have to take Ben off the cash list. It wasn't a bad performance. It was a good game manager performance, but he did throw the interception. Didn't really matter because, they were basically winning the entire game. The interception came, consequence-free. We talked about this when we were breaking down the games yesterday. Just kind of consequence-free. Right at halftime, 9 seconds left. Yeah, they probably could have got a field goal out of it, but they were already up 17-3. A field goal wasn't really going to do anything anyway. But this wasn't a really good Big Ben game. He had a really good throw to Chase Claypool for the touchdown. I'll give him that. It was about 30 yards. But just other than that, the defense really stepped it up. The Jaguars were driving some for most of the game, and the Steelers would come, and Ben did not break and pick him off. So Big Ben had a good game, not a cash game. So we are unfortunately going to have to take him out the cash list. But hey, if he does good on Thanksgiving, we'll put him right back on. If he had 3 touchdowns, we maybe keep him on the cash list, but 2 touchdowns, one interception. If they weren't facing the Jags or the defense didn't step up as well as they did, Big Ben maybe almost could have lost the game. Maybe, hypothetically, theoretically, however you want to call it. All right, Kyler Murray, let's go to him. They played Thursday night, so we have to go back a little bit, remember a little bit longer ago. 2 touchdowns for the man, 29-42, 269 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Unfortunately, they do lose. Kyler Murray was very good. Don't get me wrong. They're still good. The Cardinals are still good, but they lose. Kyler Murray had a chance to go down and tie the game. Unfortunately, they stall 4th and 10. Kyler Murray takes the sack. Just couldn't get it done. Drive really stalled at that Seahawks 27. Look at this, folks. 1st and 10 from Seattle 27. Pass incomplete. 2nd and 10 at Seattle's 27. Pass incomplete. 3rd and 10 from Seattle's 27. Pass incomplete. 4th and 10 from Seattle's 27. Turnover on downs. Kyler Murray gets sacked. So, he had the chance. He had the opportunity to go and tie up the game. You're in Seahawks territory. You had all the time in the world. Unfortunately, he couldn't make the big play. He couldn't make another, Hail Mary. Unfortunate. So we are going to have to take Kyler Murray off the cash list. So we'll take him off. All right, DeAndre Hopkins. Once again, we are going to have to take him off as well. He was not even the leading receiver for the Cardinals. How crazy that it's only happened, I think, only one other game this season. So DeAndre Hopkins, 5 receptions, 51 yards, no touchdown, no Hail Mary for the win, and we take him off the list. Unfortunate. All right, 3 more names, and then we go to our additions. Josh Jacobs here. He had a pretty decent game. Not great. The Raiders still lost. Are we keeping him? I got to refer back to my notes. 55 yards, 1 touchdown for Josh Jacobs. Unfortunate. Not the running performance that we saw 2 weeks ago. Josh Jacobs, I mean, it was good 1 week run, don't get me wrong, but we're going to have to take him off. All right, Rams defense. Yes, we're keeping them on. Absolutely. They pick off Tom Brady twice. Tom Brady going on, a potentially game-winning drive. That's always dangerous. And this defense holds. And this wasn't, Tom Brady had no time, so he was rushing down the field. He had 2 minutes and 30 seconds and 2 timeouts, folks. And this defense just holds. They get the pick. They end out with the win. So we'll keep the Rams defense on here. That brings us to Alvin Kamara, the last person on the cash list that we have to reevaluate. And the Saints did very well, and it wasn't because of Alvin Kamara. How crazy. Not in the running game, not in the passing game. Once again, how crazy. Especially with a backup quarterback in Taysom Hill. You would expect him to just dink and dunk with Alvin Kamara, and he did not do that. How crazy, right? Right? So, unfortunately, Alvin Kamara, no yards receiving. Absolutely wild. And he only had 45 yards rushing. Once again, how wild. So, we have to take Alvin Kamara off the cash list. And, no fault of his own, really. No fault of his own. Just, Taysom Hill was like, hang on, I got other options I'm going to go to. Alrighty, so these are all the players staying on the cash list. Now we have to go to our additions, and we do have a couple of here, so let's try and go through these quickly. We do have a lot to get to today. All right, the first one, folks, Derek Mother-lovin' Henry, Derrick Henry, 28 carries, 133 yards, and a touchdown in the game-winning touchdown in overtime, folks. Absolutely fantastic. Walk-off touchdown, 130 yards, just punishing this Ravens defense the entire game. That's what the Titans do best, and that's what they did best on Sunday. So well done, Derrick Henry. He's coming back onto the cash list. I've missed having him on here. Very well done, Derrick Henry. When was Sunday's games? The 22nd. Alrighty, so 11-22. Very well done, Derrick Henry. Love having this man back on the cash list. Alrighty. So we got Derrick Henry. Let's go to our next edition is going to come from the Saints game. And folks, am I crazy for doing this? I'm about to put Taysom Hill on this cash list, folks. 18 of 23, only 5 incompletions. Absolutely fantastic. 233 yards. Yes, no touchdowns. Yes, no picks. But this man ran for 2 touchdowns. He also ran for 51 yards and 2 touchdowns. And he was throwing the ball to Michael Thomas, who had 104 yards, and Emmanuel Sanders, who had 66 yards. And he wasn't just bailing out, dinking and dunking to Alvin Kamara. Folks, this man had an absolutely great game. I cannot wait to break down film on this man tomorrow. I'll tell you all right now, we're going to be looking at Taysom Hill a lot tomorrow in our Wednesday film study. I cannot wait. This man was slinging it. This man comes in, steps up big time, knew he kind of had to outcompete Jameis Winston in practice, and he did that. They get the win, 24 solid points. I would have loved if he threw for a touchdown, but this man was still throwing the ball and to his actual wide receiver. So, well done, Taysom Hill. We're about to put this man on the cash list. We're about to take a risk on this man. I'm expecting him to stay on the cash list for at least another week, folks. I truly think he can do it. I would expect this man to really kind of start for the rest of the regular season, and then when Drew Brees is healthy for the playoffs, then he won't start anymore. But I loved what I saw from Taysom Hill. I truly did. All right, so well done, Taysom Hill. All right, our next edition is going to come from... For a second, I couldn't even read who I put on here. Let's go to the Chargers. Y'all already know if I said Chargers, you should know who's going on the cash list. Where's this game? Where is the Chargers? They're on here somewhere. Chargers right here. All right. We're about to put Justin Herbert on here. He had a great game. Yes, it's against the Jets defense, but hey, you still have to go out and perform. Yes, the Jets defense is not good, but Justin Herbert had a great game. 37 of 49 for 366 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. I can definitely get behind this man. Let's give him, the benefit of the doubt. Yes, it was against the Jets defense, but I liked what I saw. We'll honor Justin Herbert here with the cash list. 366 yards, absolutely fantastic. Loved it. Now we probably won't stay on here long because these defenses are better than most defenses are better than the Jets defense. But they only had 2 wins going into this game. They were at home, looking just for a solid, punishing win, and the Jets almost still came back. The Chargers once again almost blew a lead, but thankfully Justin Herbert was good in the first half. That's where all their points basically came from. That's where all of his yards basically came from, but he did just enough in the first half to get it done. Alrighty, the next one is going to stay from this Chargers team or this Chargers game, and we got to respect Keenan Allen because this man went wild as well. 16 receptions. This man had 19 targets, folks. 16 receptions for 145 yards and a touchdown. I don't like giving, quarterback and wide receivers both cashless, but they both really kind of deserve it here. I mean, Justin Herbert went to this man 19 times, folks. Truly. I should have probably just put Keenan Allen on here, but we're going to give Justin Herbert the nod as well. Give this man some credit. Rookie, first time on the cash list. Well done. All right, what do we got here? 3 more names. So the first name is going to come from the Chiefs, and we have to put Travis Kelce. He had the game-winning touchdown catch, I believe. Is this correct? Patrick Mahomes deep to Travis Kelce for 22 yards. Yes, this man did. And he was the leading receiver for the squad. So 8 receptions, 127 yards. The touchdown was the game-winning touchdown. Patrick Mahomes to Travis Kelce to beat the Raiders. We're about to put this man on the cash list. Very well done, Travis Kelce. And then the last 2 picks are going to come from last night's game, and I think you can imagine who's going to come on here. We're not putting Jared Goff because of the 2 interceptions. We're putting these receivers, folks. Cooper Kupp, 11 receptions. I have to remind y'all, 11 receptions, 145 yards. That's wild. And then you couple that with Robert Woods going 12 receptions for 130 yards. I mean, folks, I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. Jared Goff was just so on point. This Bucs team could not stop either of these 2 well-known wide receivers. It's not like these are kind of wild cards, rookie, 3rd string wide receivers who just got open because the other 2 number 1, number 2 receivers were covered. No. This is the number 1 and number 2 receiver going out and getting all the yards. That's why I'm a little disappointed in Tom Brady that he couldn't do that with Antonio Brown or Mike Evans or Scotty Miller or Chris Godwin, who I think are pretty much all better receivers than the ones that the Rams have, obviously, or absolutely. So well done, Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods. Very, very well deserved. Very well deserved. Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods. And this is going to round out our cash list for this week. So very well done to everybody making the cash list. Love to see it. See who can stay on here for another week. See if anybody can challenge the Steelers for the longest running streak on the cash list. Alrighty, so now we have to go to the other side of the list, the bad side, the trash side, the side that nobody wants to be on, and we do have a couple of additions on here, and we do have to take a couple of people off. So this was the trash list going into Week 11. We have Adam Gase, Ezekiel Elliott, Mike McCarthy, Nick Foles, Drew Lock, and Russell Wilson. Alrighty, let's start at the top with Adam Gase. Now, they almost came back. They put up decent points here, 28 points, but they still lose, and unfortunately, they're 0-10. Adam Gase is going to have to stay on here another week, folks. He's going to stay on here until he gets a win. That's all I can say for this man. He's not a good coach. He's not a good play caller. He's not a good motivator. He divides the locker room, and they're still losing games. Adam Gase, you're doing it to yourself, man. Win a game, we can take you off because we're about to talk about Mike McCarthy. This man just won off of a bye, huge game, and we're about to take this man off. All right, we'll start with Zeke before we get into Mike McCarthy, but Ezekiel Elliott finally stepped up big. This is what we've been asking for this man. 100 yards rushing. Maybe a touchdown would have been great. He caught a touchdown, so, he contributed a touchdown, a score, 7 points, fantastic. But really, 21 carries, 103 yards, making it easier for Andy Dalton to get it to his wide receivers. That's all we needed Zeke to do, and he's finally done it. Took a couple of weeks since the Dak injury for this man to really step it up, but hey, better late than never, and the division is still up for grabs, so obviously, better late than never times 10 in that regards. So well done, Zeke, finally being, a little bit of the leader that we've been stressing, that we've been asking for. So Zeke comes off the trash list. All right, Mike McCarthy, he coached his team to a win. They put up 30 points. They were looking good on defense. They were good early. They were good late. They're scoring in all 4 quarters, very almost. 6 points in the first quarter, 10 points in the second quarter, no points in the third quarter. Let's check out these third quarter drives. They only had 1 drive because, the Vikings went on 2 long 5-minute, 6-minute touchdown drives, so that's not good for the defense. But, they didn't have too many opportunities to score in the third quarter, and they definitely made it up in the fourth quarter, putting up 15 big ones. So Mike McCarthy got his team ready to go off of a bye on the road, rising Vikings team, and they come out and play very well. Good offense, bend but don't break defense. That's the best defense in the league, or that's the best type of defense. I'm not saying that the Cowboys are the best defense in the league. The bend but don't break, folks. That's what we're looking for. All right, so well done, Mike McCarthy. That's how you do it, Adam. Adam Gase, that is how you get off the trash list. Winning off the bye. Absolutely love it. They can't even win. And I think they had their bye already. They were coming off the bye, weren't they? Wasn't Adam Gase coming off the bye? Week 10. I'm almost 100% the Jets were on a bye. Week 10. 1 second. Let me refresh this website. Yeah, Jets and Cowboys. So they yeah, Adam Gase, absolutely trash. Off a bye. Come on. Alrighty. Let's go to Nick Foles now. This man's about to get benched. This man is about to get benched. Matt Nagy has still not said who the starter this week is going to be for the Bears. Mitch Trubisky, Nick Foles, or a new quarterback. I'm assuming it's going to be a new quarterback. The Bears were on a bye this week. Unfortunate. So we are going to have to leave Nick Foles on here for another week because he hasn't proved himself to get off. All right, Drew Lock. Let's go to him now. He won the game. He threw for 270 yards. The pick was absolutely not good, but it came in the first quarter. He was kind of able to overcome it in the long run of the game. No touchdowns, but 18 of 30, that's not good either. No touchdowns is not good. But he won the game, 270 yards, I can kind of respect. And he didn't let that interception on his first drive kill him or ruin any of his momentum. So that I give him a little bit of credit for. So we take Drew Lock off the trash list. Not a good performance, definitely nowhere near a cash performance, but definitely not a trash performance. A very not good performance, though, besides the yards. All right, that brings us to Russell Wilson. This man got the win, no turnovers on Thursday Night Football, got his revenge against the team that he just lost to. Everything is good. I mean, he dinked and dunked his way to victory, but sometimes that's just how you have to win the games, and we don't shame anybody for dinking and dunking their way to a win. So Russell Wilson, well done. We are going to take him off the trash list. Alrighty, so now we do have some additions. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that right? 5? 5 big additions to the trash list. There is some more trash people, so let's get into it. Our first one, this man knows this man knows the trash list. He's very familiar. He's been on here before, and we have to put Carson Wentz back on the trash list, folks. I mean, 2 turnovers, 2 interceptions. Yes, he threw 2 touchdowns, but we don't care. I mean, they lost. They basically lost 22-10. He scored a garbage time touchdown. Is that supposed to be impressive? Without that, he has 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. That's kind of classic of what he's been doing all season. Did he also fumble too? He did fumble. He didn't lose it, thankfully, for him. But his first interception came in the first quarter for a pick 6, giving up free points, giving up the momentum to Cleveland, giving up the lead to Cleveland. And then his second interception came in the fourth quarter when they were trying to come back. He throws an interception. That really puts the game away. But Carson Wentz, welcome back to the trash list, buddy. They always come back. Carson Wentz, just, man, got to get better. Stop turning the ball over. Gosh darn. Alrighty, so our next trash list is going to come from the Green Bay Packers game. I mean, folks, You let Aaron Rodgers come back and make a miraculous 40-yard pass from the end zone to midfield to set up a game-tying field goal, and then you get the ball to start in overtime, so Aaron Rodgers goes down the field, scores a touchdown, game over. But you fumble the ball, Marquez Valdes-Scantling, you fumble the ball on a wide receiver screen, and you lose the game because of it? That is the definition of trash. Yes, you had a touchdown in the game, but what have you done for us lately? And the latest thing that we saw from you was fumbling in overtime after Aaron Rodgers gifted the Packers kind of a comeback from behind miraculous win, and Marquez Valdes-Scantling fumbles it. He beefs it. He truly beefed it. Could you believe it? Because I could not believe what I saw when I was watching it live. I'm definitely going to butcher the name. Maybe. I think I may have just I think I spelled this entire thing right. All right. Marquez Valdes-Scantling, welcome to the trash list. Man, fumbling in overtime. That is real trash. That's garbage. All right. Let's go to the Steelers-Jags game. And I don't want to, punish this man too much, but, 4 interceptions. He hasn't really done anything, the last 2 weeks when he was starting, anyway. But 4 interceptions, 151 yards. You're not going to win the games like that. And they were getting into, the Steelers territory, like at the 40, at the 30. I think he may have gotten into the red zone a couple of times, but then he throws these interceptions, and you're definitely not going to win the game with 4 interceptions, especially when you're not throwing any touchdowns. So, Jake Luton, I understand you're a rookie. This is just kind of, a clean up your play trash list. This isn't, you being trash. You just have a decent performance. Next week we'll take you right off. This isn't meant to really just kind of crush you. This is just kind of meant to motivate you a little bit. 4 interceptions. You can't do that even if you're a rookie, even if you are a rookie. So Jake Luton, he goes on. And now we have 2 more. I'm going to put Ryan Fitzpatrick on the trash list, folks. I mean, yes, he came in, and yes, he was just kind of slinging the ball just to get us. But when you're able to drive and you're going into the red zone and you throw an interception on a potential game-tying drive, and it wasn't even on 4th down where it was like a Hail Mary. This is 3rd and 8, and there was a better option open. You throw the game away. This is what we know of Ryan Fitzpatrick. This is why you're not the starter, because you make these mistakes. You throw the interceptions in the big spots at the worst times, and he's still continuing to do this. Yes, he wasn't the starter, and yes, Tua should be on the trash list as well. But Ryan Fitzpatrick, trash. I mean, you went on the field. You had to play. You had to go and perform very well, and he didn't. So, if you get on the field at any time in this game, folks, you have to be ready to go. Ryan Fitzpatrick, goal or red zone interception. Man, you're even killing us as a backup. I rather would have lost, putting up no points with keeping Tua in than Ryan Fitzpatrick almost bringing us back and then crushing, the game losing interception. So truly unfortunate, but Ryan Fitzpatrick, he will be on the trash list. Now, if he doesn't play next week, we'll take him off. We're not going to keep him on the trash list because he's probably not going to play anymore or a lot. So we'll just keep him on this week. We'll take him off definitely next week as long as he does not play. And then our last trash list, I mean, folks, this man was on the trash list 2 weeks ago, and then last week we put him on the cash list, and then this week he's going back to the trash list. Folks, how do you get outperformed by Jared Goff? I don't get it. Tom Brady, he's going on the trash list. 2 interceptions, only 216 yards. The leading receiver was Antonio Brown, which I definitely like, but it was only for 57 yards. He wasn't airing it out. How do you get outpassed by Jared Goff and Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods when you're Tom Brady and you have Antonio Brown, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Scotty Miller, Rob Gronkowski, Cameron Brate, Leonard Fournette, Ronald Jones? How do you get outscored? How do you get outpassed? I can't forgive it anymore, folks. This man has to be held at a little bit of a higher standard. Tom Brady, welcome back to the trash list. That's twice this season Tom Brady's been on the trash list in the last 3 weeks. Not good. I'm not forgiving him anymore. I'm over forgiveness. We're late in the season. Everything really should be kind of buttoned up, fixed. This is primetime television, and you throw 2 interceptions and you don't give us, the 40-yard bomb that, Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods were consistently doing on y'all. Alrighty, that is the last edition of the trash list. That is the complete trash list for this week. Tom Brady, we're putting him on. No, not sorry.